What's up, internets? It's your boy Awesome Nobody, aka the Movie Guru, and it's a special weekend. It's Labor Day weekend, and it's also in honor of that. I'm wearing the 444, which is the Made in America weekend. They're having a Philly. If you're from the tri-state, it's a big weekend out here, big festival weekend. Fortunately, couldn't be at the Made in America weekend, but I'm here reviewing trailers, looking up internet theories and internet myths for upcoming movies. And I decided to do a trailer watch and a trailer breakdown for The Predator. Wait, I didn't say that right. The Predator. Still didn't say it right. The Predator. Movie by Fox. If you're a horror fan like I am, or a sci-fi fan like I am, then you're been a huge fan of The Predator for a long time. Since the original Predator back in 1987 with Arnold Schwarzenegger, fast forward to now, I sat through all the other renditions: Predator 2, Alien vs. Predator, Alien vs. Predator 2, Predators, The Predator. And I'm always excited, I always support, because this is one franchise that I want to keep going. So I try to give them as much support as I can because I want to see more movies. There's such a deep storyline here and so many things that they can touch. Not even for combining with the Alien, but just on the Predator alone. So many unanswered questions, like where the Predator's from. You know, what else have they been involved in the history that we didn't know about? Was the original Predator 3 Predator theory true? What happened in 1715? All these theories just come out of my head and I don't know. So I want to give you guys some background information on the Predator that I have that I want to read to you guys from the Predator 1. Ultimate classic. The movie, the genre-defying film starring the greatest action hero. The second greatest action hero of all time, because in my opinion, Bruce Willis. That's right, Bruce Willis is the greatest action hero of all time. And Arnold Schwarzenegger as Dutch Schultz. And the question was, what happened to Dutch Schultz after the movie? Where did he go? He kind of just disappeared. We know that he was able to defeat the Predator by, in fact, becoming a Predator himself. And under duress, no way out, the Predator did what all other Predators do. Hit the convenient nuclear device on his forearm. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, Dutch Schultz, barely escaped. So, following up on that storyline, there's two stories from what happened. The first one is what I thought happened. He suffered severe radioactive injuries and cancer, and basically withered away and basically died. That's what I think the original story was. The second story was what the comics did. Now, I thought from watching Predators with Adrian Brody and the character Royce, when they came up on the little hill, you saw a soldier, and it was kind of like a soldier's last stand. And he was kind of like using some of the root grass or sawgrass tactics to defend himself, similar to what we saw in the original Predator. And I kind of thought that might have been Dutch. You know, sort of, that's why he disappeared. He was kind of abducted, put on this game world, and, we find out his fate. But there was a brief story in the Predator 2, I think director or edited scenes, where in Predator 2, Dutch Schultz was supposed to play Gary Busey's character's role, and he was supposed to, come back. He's working for the government, and then now his main job was to hunt these Predators. It makes sense, but Gary Busey took the role, so Arnold Schwarzenegger wasn't in it. Instead, Arnold Schwarzenegger decided to do Terminator. There's also a theory that Dutch Schultz became the Terminator, the T-1800 or what from Terminator. But that's another theory, unrelated. And there's also another story too in Predator 1 where it was thought that Dutch Schaefer's brother, right, goes looking for him and in New York City, where apparently they had him under questioning after the first Predator, and he ran into the City Hunter, which was the premise for Predator 2, but then they used Danny Glover, and they had that whole storyline, which was segued to my next topic. Predator 2 is my favorite Predator film of all time. I remember I bought that years ago. At one point, it was a very expensive DVD. Do you guys remember that when DVDs were like $60? At one point, it was a rare find, and the DVD for Predator 2 was like $60, right? But the price went down, and I got it. I have a copy of it. But they show it all the time now. But I just love the city action scene. I love Danny Glover. I love the cast. I love just the way that the City Hunter moved in comparison to, he was very aggressive and out there, whereas the Predator was kind of like hit, like you really didn't see him. Sort of a Jaws tactic. So, so here's another question. What happened to Harrigan, which was Danny Glover's character, right? So there's another internet myth. If I can get to my internet myth bag and pull out some information, woo! So we know that at the end, spoiler alert, Danny Glover's character Harrigan made it out, and he was in the spaceship, and this is the first scene where it opens up and you see all the skulls of the different animals or creatures I should say, that the predators have been hunting, and one of the skulls was a xenomorph skull, right? And hence the first hint at the Alien vs Predator crossover. But he also gave Danny Glover a pistole, and it said on there 1718, and I want to read this just to make sure I got it right. It says 1718 Raphael Adolini, right, which was the pistol that he gave Danny Glover, which was from a Predator short story called 1718 Predator, right, which was when apparently that same Predator, that elder Predator, was there and hunting basically like a Jack Sparrow pirate character, and he wanted to basically fight him. His crew turned on him, and then he ended up having to side with the Raphael Adolini to help him survive so that he could fight him one-on-one. Just when they were about to clash swords, one of his crew shot him in the back, killed him, so they didn't get a chance to fight. But the Predator held him in high regards and had great respect for the man, similar to this Danny Glover. So he basically gave him that, in essence, to show some adoration to him. So that was a big story that they never dove into in Predator 2. But if you like the comics, if you follow, you'll understand why. So let's talk about from Predator 2. It goes to I hope Predators, right? I'm skipping the AVP stuff. I'm not even gonna bother with that. Predators, where you got Royce Isabelle on the game reserve. You also got Lawrence Fishburne's character Nolan and a couple of people, right? Now, what happened to Royce and Isabella? But I just thought about this before I go into that. So, like I said, we know Harrigan's character got away. Sorry, going back to Predator 2. So, what happened to Harrigan? Future down the line, there was a story that I was just reading about where it basically shows Harrigan retired from the LA Police Department in Rio de Janeiro, and apparently he finds himself in a war zone, a city war zone again, where a predator is basically on the loose. And one of the CIA team members that was on Gary Busey's team was there, and they're fighting side by side. And then it comes to find out that predator was a fugitive predator and being chased by a group of, I'll say law enforcement predators that were trying to ring him up. So then they get to the end, they surround the predator, then the sort of predators decloak and take the fugitive predator into custody and get him out of there. Which happens to be what I think is the plot for the Predator movie right now. So it was a long way around, but that's really why. So I want to say this story, remember Shane Black. Now I know Shane Black didn't write Predator 2, but I believe he took a little bits and pieces of this. So he didn't use Harrigan, he's using this guy Quinn, but you see this huge predator who's sort of like a mix of different predators, and I'll talk about that when I watch the trailer, who's a mix of different predators, and then you got this other predators hunting him to bring him into justice, right? So let's talk about, real quick, let's talk about Royce, and let's talk about the Predators movie when they're on the game reserve. So Royce, as you know, they basically defeated all the predators on the planet, and they were still in the game reserve, and you can see other parachutes dropping in. So what happened to Royce? Well, I actually have the comic. I couldn't find it. I was looking for it. I couldn't find it, but apparently Predators are always watching, and they gave him some sort of armor, and they basically dropped a four-arm Predator. I know, just imagine this is four arms. A four-arm Super Predator against him. Long story short, Royce wins. He's still in the game reserve, and they drop some more crates and animals and things like that. But at that point, Royce was the ultimate Predator on the island, so it was like a reverse role, Royce and Isabella. But as you can see, the story kind of always goes on and on. They kind of touch and go, but don't deep too much into the Predator. So I'm hoping this gives a little bit more information on the Predators world, where they come from. But I definitely want to talk about the setting for the Predators movie, right? I'm very excited. Don't get me wrong. I'm very excited. But I just want to say that, what's up with this urban city, this suburban city life crap, right? Let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's get into the, you know what I'm saying? Let's get into the meat and potatoes of the Predator story. I'm tired of being in this, Whoville, any neighborhood, suburbia, and, the kids are going to school, and then bam, a Predator drops right in. Like, let's get back to the jungles. Let's get back to the urban environments with the guns and the local drug lords. Let's get into that action, right? Where's that action at? But anyway, the Predator looks really good. It's directed by Shane Black, who is Hawkins from Predator 1. Stars Boy Holbrook as Quinn McKenna. And here's another spoiler from Predator 2, which is why I think that the Predator 2 sequel storyline, is what they adopted in the Predator. Because Jake Busey, who is Gary Busey's actual son, is playing Sean Keyes, Peter Keyes' son from Predator 2. Case closed. So that's why I'm thinking that it's more so related to the Predator 2 storyline that they, basically the Predator 2 storyline for the second movie than anything else. Now, one of the best things they got going on right now is the rated R. The Predator is rated R. That's right. So I looked into a definition of what does rated R mean. It means, R rating means realistic or extremely persistent violence, non-stop action. So this is going to be basically what fans like me are looking for. Alright, so Predator 2, 2018, directed by Shane Black. Like I said, started some of the cast. And so, without further ado, let's watch the trailer. 20th Century Fox. Knock at the door. Bang, bang. Who is it? It's Sterling K. Brown. Hey, Flash is some sort of bag with some goons behind him. And apparently this is the wife of the guy, Quinn. And apparently it's their nice suburban home. Boom! Insert the Predator.
Let me guess. He's done something crazy.
I just love how these guys have these, like, crazy, rough and rugged and, super murder lives. And their wives are just at home just chilling. Like reorganizing sock drawers and fluffing couch pillows, and they're out there toting AA-12 semi-automatic FAMAS shotguns, like crazy. So here comes Quinna. I said Quinna. Here comes Quinn. Apparently handcuffed. He's been arrested. Looks by the military police, and apparently. Now, I guess his crime's not that bad, because if it was actually that bad, his feet would have been shackled as well. So he was just handcuffed. And they handcuffed him in the front, so I'm not familiar with that. Usually they handcuff somebody to the back, handcuff him to the front. It's escorted by two guys. So, I don't know. It said a veterans hospital is where they were just coming from, so I don't know what happened. But anyway, it's a full-on transportation bus, and it looks like a whole bunch of other prisoners here. Like, ragtag bunch of Dirty Dozen like guys, crazy dialogue. I was watching another review and they were saying the dialogue is what's going to make and break this movie. Like, people have love for the Predator. Only thing difference, because that stays the same, only thing difference is how corny you set the backdrops. Alien vs. Predator 2, horrible backdrop, horrible tie-in. They tried to make it some type of teen love drama. Forget that. At least I don't want to see any kids or anything in the movie. I want to see grown action.
That's Lynch with Bruce. Why you did? I don't think you believe me.
And then they got another scene of the what's it called, the ship crashing on Earth from outer space. I want to see how the ship gets here because it does look like the boy touches something and activates the ship that was outside the Earth's atmosphere or orbit. So I want to see how it really does get here. So then he confesses that he saw a space alien, and then you see them being in a wooded area. We see a predator hanging from a tree and then materialize into an object. He turns off his cloaking device. And it kind of looked like he didn't have any equipment. It kind of looked like he just cloaked. He didn't have a helmet on. I couldn't really tell, but it didn't look like he had a helmet on. It looks like there's a pod that crashed, and so it must have been, they could have been out, of course, doing a training exercise. They saw the pod crash, and they went to investigate, and Predator pops out from the tree, and then that's what they get into. Nobody believes him, so they arrest him. Typical United States government. So he's on the bus telling him he saw alien, everybody laughing at him, and then, boy, were they wrong.
That's the thing that killed my men.
Wow. So, I mean, so cut to the scene where the Predator is basically standing, two Predators standing face to face, and one Predator is like 14 feet tall. I don't know if it's an angle or what, but this Predator is huge compared to the other one. And this is why I was saying, like, it has to be like some type of rogue Predator. It doesn't look like the alien, the hybrid Predator from Alien vs. Predator 2, and it doesn't look like the creature from Alien Resurrection. So, I mean, it has to be like, I'm sure it's a half-breed or some type of, I want to say super predator, but it's like 2 times the size of the smaller one, which is a normal predator.
Alien.
And the normal predator has on a mask.
Predators. Exploit weakness.
Wow. I was kind of like, anytime I see like predator stuff, like they got the shields and the helmet and the shoulder cannons, I'm like,
Seems to enjoy it.
That's not a predator,
Wow.
that's a sports hunter.
Well, we took a vote. The Predator's cooler, right? Fuck yeah.
what did she call it? Hold on, I want to rewind. She called it like, she said looks like a sports hunter.
Vote. The Predator's cooler, right? Fuck yeah.
That's not a predator, that's a sports hunter.
Well, we took.
She said looks like a sport hunter. He said no, predator's cooler. Yeah, you gotta love Sterling Brown. But hey, shout out for Olivia Munns, man. Going from a TV host to being engaged to a football quarterback to just getting the sci-fi movie roles. I mean, from the X-Men to Predator. I mean, like, hey, she could be if she keeps this up, she could be one all-time B movie actresses of all time, man. She'd be up there with a couple other actresses. I mean, let me talk about these Predator action scenes for a second. The Predators is coming in kicking ass. I mean, damn. I mean, I guess the R rating is accurate because there's a lot of hack and slash going on, man. Like, usually you don't see them use the hack and slash that much. Usually you just see them, like, grabbing them, picking them up, throwing them somewhere, and then, like, throwing something at them. But this guy, whatever this Predator is hacking and slashing his way through some sort of facility. I mean, I would like to see them get chased. I would like to see them have something, right, that he wants, and he's chasing them aggressively. I mean, that's kind of what I feel like is going on.
Ex-sniper with PTSD and a team that...
Because it looks like the squad is always moving. It always looks like they're in a vehicle somewhere and they're running. So we'll see how it goes.
You're insane, right?
Gentlemen, they're large. They're
Wow.
fast. And fucking you up their idea of tourism.
Figured something out. I think we're gonna die. Just pointing it out.
Wow. I didn't even... Oh, here's the point.
Brought dogs with them.
Where my dog's at. Wow. Whoa.
The Predator.
The Predator. Predator.
Only in theaters.
Only in theaters. The Predator. Only in theaters. I'm definitely going to be the first one to see that. So, all right, let's take some bets. So that was the trailer. Great final trailer. Definitely the best one in the series if you watch the other ones. I would like to say, let's take a poll right now. Who's going to die? So Quinn McKenna, of course, he's going to live. He has a son. Nebraska Williams, Trevante Rhodes. Actually, I think the stereotypical black guy dies in the movie days are over. I think he's gonna make it. Keegan Michael Kay from Key and Peele. So Keegan Michael Kay from Key and Peele. I think he's out of here. I think he's definitely catching the axe. Olivia Munn. She's becoming a big star. I think she's gonna make it. Sterling K. Brown. Now I know for a fact that Sterling K. Brown, Academy Award winner, is not dying. I could just tell by the confidence. He doesn't seem bothered by anything going on in this movie, right? That lets you know that he had a conversation and they told him that your character will survive. Thomas Jane. Now that's something they did not talk about. Thomas Jane is an amazing actor. Has been the front runner in a lot of different movies. I don't think he's dying either. Alfie Allen, who you don't know, is the singer's brother. I think her name is Rebecca Allen or something like that. But he's definitely dying. He's from Game of Thrones, if you don't know. He's definitely dying. Whoever this guy is, Augusto Alguerra, dying. Jake Busey, who played Keys, Sean Keys, he's definitely dying like his father. Let's see. Who else? Also, the Predator is played by stunt actor Brian A. Prince. If you don't know, he's a black guy. And, you know, he's definitely been a stuntman in Hollywood. He's been holding it down for a while. So that's pretty much it. So I'm saying out of the cast that they've shown, if there's 6 guys, I'm saying, you know, well, it has to be, it's 8 people. Well, let me just count real quick. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll say out of 8 people, I'm saying 1, 2, 3 die. 3 die out of 8. I'm sure it's more people, but out of the main cast, 3 out of 8 is dying. So anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know who you think is going to survive. Let me know who you think is not going to survive. Are you feeling the Predator movie? Are you not feeling it? Now, I do want to say, if the movie is successful, I did hear the rumor that Century 21 Fox is definitely looking to make this a trilogy, and they have 3 other scripts lined up. So, I would like to see 3 more Predator movies. I know you would like to see 3 more Predator movies, so go support. Don't watch it on your Kodi or nothing like that. Don't do your, support so we can get some more Predator movies. And force Arnold to make a guest appearance. Alright guys, so I thought I would do this quick video. Labor Day weekend. Have a safe and happy weekend. It's your boy Awesome Nobody, aka Movie Guru. Follow me on Twitter at movie_guru_. Let me know what you think about the movie. And that's my time, folks. Peace, love, blessing. Thanks for coming out. God bless. Good night. Yeah.